My name is Ben Krebs. I'm an engineer for the Division of Water Quality in the Urban County government. I work on stormwater, capital projects, looking at the water quality. If you have an issue with flooding, drainage problems around your house, then I may be one that responds and tries to find a solution for that. The streets are dirty. Everything ends up in the streets, ends up in that curb and gutter. Everything from your yards gets washed down, from your cars, the drips, the oil, the antifreeze, all that ends up in the streets and attaches to the dirt, and all that gets washed into the drain. And as I guess has been talked about over and over, we don't treat our water before it gets to the stream. So anything that ends up in that gutter and ends up down the drain ends up directly in the stream. You get a lot of pathogens, a lot of stuff that washes off our yards from dog waste or that's picked up, and as bacteria and everything associated with it ends up just being washed right into the curb and sits there, and until we get that hard rain and it gets washed into the storm drain. When you got the litter and the leaves and all that, the larger debris stops up our clog drains and can cause flooding, and all that getting down in the drains, there's points that it can accumulate and build on sticks and things that are already down in there and stop it up, and then you got a flooding situation. You got drainage going where it's not supposed to and ends up in somebody's house or flooding the street and can cause an accident. Big examples I can see of the dirty streets are when we get that first snow event. You look out there, it doesn't take more than a couple hours. That snow is black as can be, and that's what's ending up in our water, and that's a good example. One of the biggest points I'd like from this is people to take a look at that street, see how dirty it is, and see what's ending up in our streams when we get those rains.
Hey, my name is Tony King. I'm Supervisor Senior with Division of Streets and Roads. I supervise the street sweepers and storm sewer construction, also repair and maintenance. Been here about 24 years. We're also responsible for the snow removal. Well, today we're here. We've got a test going on behind me for the street sweepers. We've got a position open. We're hiring one new one, and we want to make sure that they can operate in a safe and efficient manner, keep the streets clean and the debris from going into the storm sewers and ultimately into our streams and waterways. The course is set up kind of tight, and the idea is to the ones that can operate it without knocking the cones out of the way, the most efficient way, and they have a time limit set on them of, I think, 15 minutes tops going both ways. They go through it each way, that way they can get to the cones on the right side. The sweeper operators on the right side of the equipment. They have a TV camera in there to watch behind them. They also have brooms on the left side of the sweeper that they have to watch. The brooms on the right side, we have to watch for parked cars, cars that are going to pass us from behind, people pulling out of parking lots or turning in front of us, low-hanging limbs. There's a number of things. It's constant. It's a constant job. This one is an Elgin crosswind. One side of it blows down and across, and then the other side sucks up. They've got the two brooms on the outside to kick the debris in toward the center section where the head is with the pickup. They hold about roughly 7 yards of debris, and this time of year we can sweep about around 14 miles a day on the average because of all the leaves that are down. Summertime we can get 18 to 20 or so and then we have to stop and we have to clean the equipment, grease it and everything on a daily basis. Well, I've got 10 sweepers. They make a rotation of approximately, in the summertime anyway, 7 to 10 days. They'll be back to their same area. The areas are divided A, B, C, D, all the way through K. And then each area, A goes day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Sometimes it takes more than that time to finish a day, but as we go through them, we get to day 7, we rotate back to day 1 and start back So it's a constant basis. We're also driven by weather. If we have any storm events and or snow events of any type, rain, snow, ice storms, God forbid, then we have to take care of those necessities and leave the street sweep until afterwards. It's more than you would think, just seeing a little bit of debris in your gutter, but you've got to think how many miles they cover, you know. And a lot of people push their leaves out in the street. Leaf season started a little later this year. It started the 28th. Well, we had leaves that we were picking up all the way from the time they started coming down with the windstorms and the rainstorms. So a lot of the leaves got cleaned up before the leaf season started. They're not supposed to actually put them in the street, but they get there regardless. They go slow. They typically 7 miles an hour or maybe a little less. We're sorry for the inconvenience, but it does help keep our waterways clean.